Hello friends, welcome to phptrainings.com, and in today's session I am going to show you how to load data into Hyperion Planning Vision application using Financial Management Enterprise Edition, right? So this is my second session. In first session I already talked about fundamentals of Hyperion Financial Management and Financial Data Quality Management Enterprise Edition. So today we are going to load data into Hyperion Planning or HSpace. The steps are remain same. You set up the source and target system, then you create input profile, then define location, period, and category. Then you do the next important task, you do data loading mapping, data load mapping. Then you create and execute data load mapping rule, and finally import and validate data. And after importing validating data, data get exported into planning and we'll test the data by logging to a smart view. Let's see this live to make it easy to understand. So I'm taking you directly to my uh, virtual machine, and today we are going to load this data. Let's understand what it consists of. This is my data, right? Now what is this in this data source file? Let's open the planning application and try to understand. So the first one is my account dimension member. In this example, account dimension member is going to map the three account dimension member called cash 101, cash 102, cash 103. All these three map to my cash account dimension. So you see over here under administration dimension, manage dimension, under your account dimension, you find the member over here. It will be a little slow. Alternatively, you can see under space, right? So this is my cash member, right? The first member is cash. This map to 1110. Second one is going to be your anti dimension. This is your anti dimension, 110, sorry. And these are product P underscore 000, P underscore 000 is no product, and P underscore 100. This is product X. Working is a version dimension member. Working is a version dimension member, right? And last one is your data. So my data is going to add up finally to the parent, right? This is your data. Let's save this and let's go step by step. So first I log into my FDMEE. This is called data management over here. Open the FDMEE. The initial set of steps remain same. You need not do it multiple times. I quickly walk you through. Under system setting, you select the profile type. In our case, the profile type is flat file. Define the folder structure, the complete path where your folder structure is going to be created. When you define the path, by default, it creates three folders: inbox, outbox, and data. Similarly, you give an application setting, define your target application. In our case, it's a vision planning application. So define the folder where planning application artifacts are going to store the data file and all. So you see the same folder, data, inbox, and outbox. Okay. Now you define a source system. Source system is also already defined. It's a flat file. So when you click on plus, you get an option to define the source system name, source system type. It could be one of them: Oracle EBS, PeopleSoft, JD Edward, SAP, SAPW, and your financial applications. In this example, our source system is flat file. Okay. After we define flat file, give a name of this, and ODI default context is global. It's a default as global, right? I don't need a drill through URL. I'm leaving it empty as of now. Then you give a target application. The three target application already exist. I'm going to create new one. Click plus, and my application is planning application. Right? It takes a little time to populate. So you see there are 1, 2, 3. There's a planning target application for space, planning, HFM, ARM, custom other dimension. You can create a target application, one of them, any one of them. Okay. So there's a target application. I refresh metadata, refresh member. I define, click on add new, and I suppose select anti-planning dimension, planning application. My vision application should appear over here. Let me check if it is not appearing. So what I did, I deleted a target application. I'm going to add it once again. Click on add, select the target application once again, planning, and select your vision application. Okay. Because it was already exist, therefore it was not appearing. So add a new target application. This is the mapping criteria. Dimension name, target dimension, class, data table, column name. These all land up going to store under my staging table. Okay. So we go by default. Let it be. Just name it. I'm going to name it as a vision load into vision application. Save it. It was already mapped previously, therefore it was not coming in a list. Okay. Next step, we go to import format. This is the most important thing. In import format, we define what is what. So click on add, define new import format, and name it as vision load. And my source is ERP. The source could be EPM as well. The source is ERP in this case. Source is a text file, and target is my planning application named as vision. And my source file is delimited text file with a delimited as comma, right? This is a source file and delimited as comma. Perfect. You save it and you define mapping over here. In this case, you go for one-to-one mapping. Look at your source. All these are account dimension, which is field number 1. So account is field number 1. It's very simple. Second one is your entity, which is field number 2. So see, this is entity. I define field number 2. Third one is your product, which is field number 4. So define product, field number 4. Fifth one is working, which is field number 5, which is version. So this is version, field number 5. Make sure that it's spelled correctly. And last one is your amount, which is field number 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is 4. Product is 3. I mistakenly given incorrect, 3, 4. And fifth one is your account, right? Fifth one is your account, right? We do one-to-one mapping. I don't need any expression in this case. Also, I leave the drill URL as of now. In next example, we see how to perform drill URL. Fifth, amount is 5th, entity is 2nd, product is 3rd, and version is 4. Save it now. It's saved. Next step, I define location. In location, I define where I'm going to load it and my point of view. So I create a new location. Okay, I name it vision load. Name could be anything. Define import profile, which is vision load. And your source file is remain text file, and target is your vision application. I'm not going to set other option like entity, account entity, functional currency, all. I leave it as default and go to the period mapping. So in this example, I'm going to load data for January quarter 1 FI15, right? January quarter 1 FI15. You can change it in case you need it. We want to load it over here. In my period is January, which fall under this, right? Quarter 1 and year is FI15, right? Okay, this mapping is done for period as well. You can load for multiple period as well. Category is going to be a scenario. In this example, I'm going to load data for actual. You can add a multiple category, actual, budget, and so on, and define the frequency. Frequency is daily, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. Often data come from ERP. Actual data come from ERP on monthly basis. Though it is not mandatory, it may come weekly as well and daily as well. So define the category mapping. Actual set of activities done. Now I go to workflow and define data load mapping. Look at, I need to map all the member step by step. Under data load mapping, change your point of view to vision load, right? and my period is January and category is, the scenario is actual. Right, then do the mapping one by one. In this case, these three members are going to map, these three accounts are going to map to my single account called cash account. So I use an in operator, in, and I define the name over here, cash 101, 102, 103, and I use a comma operator, comma delimiter. All three map to my cache. You can manually type it, alternatively you can click on search and search as well. And you find over here one financial element called cache. So we see where it is actually. It should be all account under balance sheet. Here it is. This one is cache 1110. Right? This is our source 1110. This is 1110. I map to this 1110. You can see it over here. It's a cache. See, 1110 is a cache. Right, this mapping is done. I save this and go on and do the same mapping for all cache map. Name the rule name. Then go to save it. Do the same thing with entity. Entity is explicit mapping 1 to 1. Right, so explicit mapping is just a 1 to 1. 1110 maps to 110. Right, that's it. Save it. Product is also explicit mapping P00 P underscore 000 map to P underscore 000, isn't it? And now there are two product P underscore 100 P underscore 100, 1-to-1 mapping. And finally, version is also 1-to-1 mapping. It's a working version. It's simple. Save it. Then you go to data load rule and click a new data load rule. Change your point of view. Make sure your point of view is correct. Click on add data load rule. Name it. I call this vision load. I'm loading for actual scenario, a single period, plant 1, Hyperion plant 1, and vision load. You can load to plant 2, plant 3, anything. Point to your source file. Just make sure where your full file is stored, source file. This is over here. PL multiple cache. So I point to this. Under vision, PL multiple cache. Okay. That's it. Save it. And the last step is you execute. Click on execute. I'm importing from source, exporting to target for period January. And I use the option replace or append. Because we are loading it first time, it hardly matters. You use replace or append. Every activity is submitted as a job. So you see that there's an extract ID and process ID you can see over here. I click on OK. We continue to refresh and see the refresh. Refresh. We refresh it. It takes 2-3 more minutes. We continue refresh and wait for it. And you find it, my data load failed. When I click on this, I get to the reason behind this. A log file has been rendered. I click on show and open it. Right, you can see the whole log file. Alternate way is that the log file rendered. Alternate way, you can go to data workbench and you see the fish, dark color fish, say the successful. Shaded area is called error. I see the reason over here 103 cache is not mapped. Do you see very clear? Entity map to entity, version map to version, product map to product, amount map to amount. But cache 103 is not mapped. The reason behind it, during mapping we did a mistake. You see, right? There's a misspell. It's 103. I did not write 103. So this such silly mistakes happen with a human error. You correct this and then you reload it again. I'm going to execute it again. Again, I'm import from source and export to target. Run it. We wait for a few seconds. We got an extract ID and process ID. and after a few seconds it gets loaded over here. So I refresh and I found the green right marks, demonstrate data load is done successfully. I can go to workbench and check, right, my all data got loaded. The final step, you can log into your you can check this data in Hyperion planning web form, or you can log into your smart view and check it over there. Simple step, go to smart view, log into your planning or a space, click on ad hoc analysis and point to the same dimension structure. So here is, I manually type here is F515, our scenario is actual, version is working version, okay, product is P underscore 000, and period is January, right? You retrieve data and I need to point it to my cache. So all account, point to cache directly, which is, I can either locate this way or I can simple type that it was 1110. I remember the ID. This is your value. I point to the product. And which entity? Point to the entity. It was 1110. Refresh. This is your data. This is for product 1. We have 2 product and there's another product called P100. Right? Refresh and this is what data is. It's 3100 and 3090. Test it. If sum of these 3000, 3090 and here 3100. So this is how you can check your data got loaded into your planning application or not. That's it for today. This was a simple example given you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and we are going to add close to 50 more examples about Hyperion planning. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel and log into our site to access more videos. Should you have any training and consulting requirement, please visit our site. Thank you and have a great day ahead.